What's up, y'all? Toya here, and I am back with another video for y'all. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys either like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Alright, y'all, so we have some huge news. I forgot how long ago I was speaking on this, but I was discussing a handful of gig apps that were like kind of unique, and I discussed one particular app. Well, it wasn't really an app, but it was the cannabis industry, as far as whether or not there are going to be delivery drivers for cannabis. And technically there are, but it's only in select areas and you have to be an employee. So I felt like it was only a matter of time that somebody was going to go ahead and take that first step and try to get their foot in their door and explore this untapped market. And it looks like DoorDash is going to be the first one to take this plunge. So there's an article that I want to go over, and this is discussing DoorDash's new options for CBD and THC products. So let's go ahead and get into this article. So I will go and put this link in the description below if you guys want to read it, but this is directly on DoorDash's website. So I'm just going to go through a few points, and I'm going to go ahead and read the entire article. DoorDash now offers hemp-derived THC and CBD products for on-demand delivery in select states, giving customers of legal age more products to enjoy while they relax and recharge. Eligible customers can now order a variety of hemp-derived THC and CBD products from merchants like Dashmart, Total Wine and More, ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, and more directly to their door to enjoy along with their favorite meals, snacks, and other essentials. In markets where hemp-derived products are available, customers will see the CBD THC tab in the DoorDash app. Simply select the tab to browse and easily order from a selection of hemp-derived. I'm tired of saying hemp-derived. Just say THC and CBD. THC and CBD beverages, topicals, gummies, and more. As with alcohol, we have implemented multiple safeguards to ensure customers are of legal age, including electronic ID verification. Now, apparently during their pilot phase, which I have no idea when they were doing the pilot, they had found that the top 5 most ordered products were gummies, drinks, mints, chocolates, and honey sticks. And like I said, there's some other information here. You are welcome to go ahead and read through the article. It is linked below. Now, if you're like myself and you were curious to see if this was actually an option in your area, I live in Illinois, so cannabis is already legal medically and recreationally. So I figured this would definitely be in my area. So I went ahead and opened up DoorDash. Haven't touched this app in probably at least a year, if not 2. So I went over to, they said this top section here where you have all the items that you can order. You scroll over and you see CBD and THC. So if you select that, you'll go ahead and see a handful of stores that are in your area that will deliver, and you can go ahead and choose something that you want to order. It looks like a majority of these, now I'm recording this in the morning time, so when I checked this last night, there were actually some liquor stores on here as well. But you know, it just varies as far as what locations are going to have these items. So you can go ahead and scroll through and see what they have. If you want to go and get something, you know, whatever, they have all the categories and everything, stuff like that. They got ice cream treat, they got fried chicken. You know what, I'm just here. But yeah, that's pretty much how everything looks. So let's just go ahead and talk about it. What are my thoughts about it? Now, like I mentioned before, this is an untapped market, and I was just waiting for somebody to finally put their hands on it and try to go ahead and make the most of it. Again, like I said, there are some areas that do offer cannabis delivery, but you do have to be an employee in order to do these deliveries. So from my knowledge, at this point in time, there technically isn't an app per se where you're an independent contractor where you can go ahead and complete these deliveries. And keep in mind, these are just the hemp products, as they say, hemp derived products. So this isn't the straight up flower, the straight up THC gummies. Like we're talking about like Delta products like Delta 8, Delta 9, stuff like that, the CBD and all of that. It's not like technically the cannabis. So you're not going to see these dispensaries on here, at least not yet. It's definitely a stepping stone into potentially getting into that realm, but again, this is just a starting point. You know, they want to go ahead and test the waters and see how many people actually want to go ahead and get these products, and I can definitely say there's a huge market for it. And like I said, eventually I feel like they will take it up a notch and include actual dispensaries where you can get legit cannabis delivered to your doorstep, because people, they're gonna want this stuff delivered, trust me. I'm no smoker, but I have gone to the dispensaries a couple times to get some gummies here and there. And when I tell you, especially when Illinois first made it legal to have recreational cannabis, when I tell you the lines were out of the door wrapping around the corners, there was like maybe one, maybe two dispensaries that were like in my actual vicinity as far as where I live. Now fast forward 5 years later, you know, there's probably a good 5 or 6 dispensaries within a good maybe 10-mile or less radius from my house. They're everywhere. And very rarely are you going to see that line wrapping around the corner. The only time you're going to see that now if it's like a grand opening or if they have some type of deal that you just can't miss. But it's still something that's extremely popular. Like literally the state of Illinois, the main reason they probably decided to make it legal was because they saw how much money they can get out of it. Because I haven't gone to the dispensary in a while, but I think they were taxing like 30 to 40% on some of the products. So yeah, you can go ahead and do the math there as far as how much the state is probably getting out of this. But yeah, but clearly people are willing to stand in line for these products, so why not offer delivery services for it? It's simple math, to be quite honest. And again, there are those places that already have delivery. There are select states where they actually do offer cannabis delivery, but why isn't it as widespread as I think it should be? Well, technically, cannabis is still illegal at a federal level, so I don't know if there are certain limitations that are in place that would stop a company from offering delivery services. You know, it's one thing to be an employee of that facility, and like I said, there are some states that do offer delivery. Some states, they only offer it for medical patients. Some of them, they have it for both. There's just different things that are in place that vary state to state, so there really isn't anything that is consistent. But again, like I said, I think it's just since it's still illegal at that federal level that it just kind of makes things a little bit more complicated to try to get things going. So I feel that DoorDash is taking that first step to maybe prove like, hey, you know, there are people that actually want these products delivered to their doorstep. And maybe it can open the door to further expanding into actual dispensaries. Who knows? You know, only time will tell. But I can definitely say that as time has gone on within the last, I don't know, maybe, I just say the last like 5 years, maybe even a little bit longer than that, there's been a huge uptick in cannabis products. Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, all the Deltas and all these other variants and different things like that, you know, there's like a loophole that allows certain companies to actually be able to ship some of these products. Like literally there was a website I had discovered, I forget how long ago, but it's called Hometown Hero, and they sell a lot of different Delta products. And when I saw that they could deliver, I was like, okay, that's weird. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's only in select states, but almost every single state you can get this delivered to your doorstep, because there's just enough THC in there to technically make it legal. So you still go ahead and get that feeling of, you know, you actually having the real thing, but you know, it's different. So, but there's a lot of things that have changed over time. You know, at one point, a lot of people were looking at weed as bad, right? And then eventually it became a little bit more accepted. Okay, you know what, we can go ahead and have people use it medically, right? It helps with a lot of symptoms, it helps with pain, this and that, right? Then eventually we went ahead and got to recreational for certain states, not all, right? So now you can go ahead and indulge and have fun and unwind or do whatever. And now it's like, you know, you got other states, they like, man, you know, they having fun, they kicking it, they having a little whatever going on. And now they're like, well, we want to go ahead and be a part of that too. So now you got companies, you know, finding that loophole, like I said, where they can go ahead and get similar products out there where they can actually get that same feeling and it's still technically legal. It's like each year we're taking another step further and further and further to eventually maybe it becomes legal federally. It may not happen this year, it may not happen next year, but I don't know, eventually I think this might be one of those products that starts to become accepted and is treated the same as alcohol is treated. But I'm not gonna go ahead and get into that debate where they're like, well, you know, you can't overdose on cannabis, you can't do this in comparison to alcohol and this and that. And, you know, whatever you believe is whatever you believe. But the main important thing is obviously making sure that you're safe and you're not out here putting yourself in a situation while you're under the influence of whatever substance, okay? Regardless, I do still think that this is a great step in the right direction. Like I said, I just feel like that this is an untapped market that eventually it's gonna come to fruition, as far as like somebody's gonna go ahead and hop on board and get this stuff delivered, because people are gonna want it. So if people want it, companies, they're gonna want to deliver. That's more money in their pocket, so why would they not entertain that idea? But yeah, only time will tell as far as how this is gonna go, though. You know, it's definitely gonna be at a cost because, you know, this stuff is pretty pricey. You know, like I said, I'm not a smoker, but I have looked at some of those prices on some of that flour from the dispensaries, and when I tell you, when you have to pay like $80 for just like a little smidget, like in a little jar, bro, I'm like, I could go to like Texas de Brazil or Fogo or somewhere and get a full belly, but people would spend money for that. Literally, people spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars at dispensaries. So why not? Why not? Why not? If people are willing to go and stand in line, why not? Literally, why not? But yeah, it's definitely going to be at a cost. You know, if anything, if we do start seeing dispensaries have the option to do delivery as an independent contractor, not as an employee, but as an independent contractor, you know, I feel like first it could start with medical patients. You know, I feel like that's the safer bet. And then eventually it's probably going to go recreationally. Because I think that's how some states went. At least that's how it went in Illinois. I'm not sure about other states, because it was only legal to have if it was for medical reasons. Then eventually it went to recreational. I definitely could say that if this is successful, don't be surprised if Uber Eats, Grubhub, and all these other apps, once they start hopping on board, it's wraps. It's wraps. Every time you see one app doing something successful, everybody else got to go ahead and hop on board, man. That's just a trend with all these apps. So, but yeah, guys, just let me know your thoughts. Do you think that this is a good idea? Do you see that this is going to expand further in the future? Or do you think it's just going to stall out and this is what it's going to be? CBD and THC products, but not the full cannabis effect. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. Now, before I let you guys go, I have to remind you guys to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you do not miss a video. But I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. And as always, stay safe out there and keep grinding.